Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the K-Man 1971, back with a new haul for a new year. And it's a big haul. I have, like, one of my biggest pulls of modern current books off the rack in quite some time, due large in part to Marvel's relaunch of Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course, as you can see, Conan the Barbarian. So let's just get on with it. Conan the Barbarian, so far, I'm all in, man. Love it. Jason Aaron seems like he was born to write this series and really wants to write this series. A story that encompasses the life and death of Conan. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting to me. Pretty good art, considering it's a Marvel title. And yeah, so far so good. Love it. What I did not love, though, is I bought this at a new shop, and I don't know if that's coming in or not, but that is a $10.99 price tag for a non-incentive issue. I wasn't really paying attention, and the guy just rang me up, and I didn't notice it until later. So I ended up going back to that store. I didn't complain, but I did get even, and we'll get into that later. So here's Guardians of the Galaxy, #1, relaunched by Donny Cates, and this is a Guardians book that I've always wanted to read. A book that seems to be cannonballing into the Marvel cosmic. Under Brian Bendis, it just seemed like he was just content of having the Guardians team up with whatever Avenger or Marvel character action figure that he wanted to play with at the time. And this seems more focused on the Marvel cosmic. And the Marvel cosmic landscape is ripe with incredible story potential and an incredible cast of characters. So this book right here has shot up to my top 5 after one issue, and I'm really looking forward to it moving on forward. I guess the hot book of the week, The Immortal Hulk, #12, which is a title that I haven't read this issue yet because I just happened to jump on this title as of last week. Heard way too many good things about it, so wanted to check it out, and from what I've read so far so good. Star Wars #60, one of my staples. A little bit of a letdown, but what are you going to do? I needed my Star Wars fix. The Return of Wolverine, #4, another series that has started off strong, but Marvel has really screwed the pooch on the Return of Wolverine. Between the Where is Wolverine extra pages at the end of assorted Marvel comics, the 4 miniseries that were before this miniseries, and even this miniseries, you only ended up getting Steve McNiven's art for one issue, and it's been all fill-in art since then. Hopefully they can get him in for the last issue. I haven't seen the advanced solicits yet, but just average. Too bad, too. Title for Marvel that I'm consistently enjoying, Venom #10, but I kind of hope that they kick up the pace a little bit. Web of Venom, Venom Unleashed. Out of all the Web of Venom one-shots, this was the only one that kind of felt like I could have skipped it. Moving on to DC. Green Arrow #48, the Neil Adams sketch cover, B cover, I guess. And one of my New Year's resolutions has been to try to just cut down on buying that hot cover of the week. And so far, so good for this month. I think I only bought 3 issues that were cover-oriented. But I can't resist a Neil Adams Green Arrow sketch cover. I mean, come on. Green Lanterns #3. I don't know where Grant Morrison is going with this title, but I am on board. Injustice versus Masters of the Universe. And, this was a fun miniseries, don't get me wrong, but you have He-Man empowered with the powers of Shazam, spoiler alert, I guess, and you don't have a good old-fashioned multiple-page slugfest between him and Superman in a 6-issue miniseries. That is potential lost, in my opinion. But other than that, a pretty fun miniseries. My obvious other cover grab of the month, Batgirl #30, Joshua Middleton. Still not a fan of the costume. I mean, Commissioner Gordon would have to be the worst detective ever not to be able to recognize his daughter in this costume. And speaking of that costume, the polarizing Heroes in Crisis #4. Oh, the controversy. So let me get this straight. Barbara Gordon just happens to be a bombshell beautiful model-like athletic woman in skin-tight superhero costume, in a skin-tight superhero costume. So in this issue, the big controversy is that she's been sexualized because she turns around to show the entry wound of her lower back. And, of course, her butt is highlighted, which, how could it not be? Because she looks the way she does, and she's in that skin-tight spandex, obviously. So, I don't know. It just seems like people go out of their way to have something to cry about on social media, and I feel so old saying that, but both men and women, both sexes, are constantly overly sexualized in comics. It's not, this isn't news-breaking stuff, so I don't see the controversy here whatsoever. All I see, however, is an outstanding story. Sorry for the rant. Moving on, Justice League number 15 and number 16. Really enjoyed this arc, centering in on the Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, and Jon Stewart. Great stuff. That's kind of like classic old school JLA storytelling. Superman number 7, book I'm still enjoying. I don't think in the condition of John Kent is permanent, but we'll see. Like that David Finch cover too. Shazam number 2. One of my pet peeves is after a major relaunch, they already have a fill-in artist for issue 2. Don't like it. There's a lot riding on this franchise right now, so wouldn't you want this book to roll out with Jeff Johns in the same art for at least the first story arc, the first 6 or 7 issues? I'm just saying. Kicking off with the Batman stuff, and it has been ever a better time to be a Batman fan. Batman Who Laughs, number 2. Fantastic story. Batman number 62 with the iconic Frank Miller doing the cover art. And number 63, continuing the Nightmare story arc, which Tom King, I have to say this is one of my top 3 all-time favorite Batman runs. And he's still going. Another Batman storyline that is complete fire right now, in my opinion. Detective Comics number 995, as well as 996. I'm not saying that this is, well, obviously this is the countdown to not only Detective Comics 1000, but also the DC in continuity debut of the Arkham Knight. So I'm not saying this will be another Red Goblin frenzy, but who knows? It could be. And at the very least, it's worth checking out if you're a Batman fan, because it's just a kick-ass story. All right, let's get these out of the way. So after that new store that I discovered overcharged me, I went back. And I didn't complain, and I didn't do anything illegal, of course, but I just used my knowledge of what I know is hot and what goes for more than cover price. And I just took to the racks, and I just started grabbing stuff. And, you know, of course I paid cover price for it, but these are all books that go for above cover price. So obviously, kicking it off, Harley Quinn number 57. I ended up grabbing 2 copies of that. Anything that's Batman related or, you know, obviously Harley related, I snatch up anyway. But I guess this book is hot for not only the cover, but the debut of a new character from Starfire's home planet. I already forgot her name. Shout out to well, actually not Vin Crew, but shout out to Vin Crew anyway. But shout out to Bat Avenger for showing off this book. Batman Beyond, number 26. Doesn't go for much, only like maybe $8, $9 online, but it's a beautiful homage to Neil Adams' cover from Batman number 251. Ever since seeing Aquaman, I have a full-blown man crush on Mira. So, Aquaman number 32, beautiful Josh Middleton cover, another book that goes between, I don't know, like $8 to $10. Number 39, another more Middleton awesomeness. A book that I wanted when it initially came out. I didn't want to pay $10, so cover price is cool. Detective Comics number 994, the first part of the current storyline that's going on. I already have the A cover, but I had missed out on the B cover. When I initially snagged this, it was like a $15 book, but I think it's fallen down to like a $10 book. Still cool to get it for cover price, though. And this is where I initially jumped on the Immortal Hulk bandwagon. I already have the entire No Surrender storyline, which had the debut of the Immortal Hulk, but I didn't really jump on this book. But after hearing all of the positive feedback from not only the community, but from critics all over the place, I decided to check it out. And so far, so good. Really good stuff. So Immortal Hulk number 1 and number 3. Both of those go for like $10 to $15 a piece online. So I figured I made my money back from overpaying for that Conan number 1. Fight the power. All right, on to the back issues. Something hopefully you can expect a lot more of in 2019. Hellboy. Totally addicted to Hellboy. So here's Hellboy in Mexico, done by Mike Mignola and Richard Corbin. Hellboy Buster Oakley Gets His Wish, done by Mike Mignola and Kevin Nolan. I love these Hellboy one-shots, just one and done, and they're all of high quality. And all of these books right here are between like $3 and $4. No, $2 and $4. So, Detective Comics number 570. This is an upgrade from my copy. Love the whole Alan Davis run on Detective Comics. And here we have a nice little Joker cover too, so why not? I'm also still picking up these Bronze Age Justice League of Americas in at least very fine plus condition. And this happens to be, I think, my first Justice League of America story that I ever read. So anytime that I can find a book from my childhood at dirt cheap and good condition, I will ride that nostalgia buzz all the way. So Justice League of America, number 173. There is no way that Black Knight Lightning is going to join a league with those jive turkeys. Justice League of America, number 190, which features very early Brian Boland cover artwork. And lastly, Justice League of America, number 196, one of those George Perez illustrated issues that I wasn't sure if I had in my long box or not, but it was less than $2, so, or right around $2, so why the heck not? And now that Conan's back, some cheap little Conan spec books, which probably won't go anywhere, but if you're a Conan fan and you didn't know about these, because I was and I didn't, why not pick them up? So here we have King Conan number 8, which is the first appearance of Crom, Conan's catchphrase, actually, Conan's god, which actually makes his physical appearance in this issue. Nothing overwhelming. Conan the Barbarian number 58, which features the first full appearance of Bayleet, which was Conan's on-again, off-again kind of an adversary and then a love interest for, pretty much from this issue all the way up to issue number 100. So, and there is a scene with Bayleet that was reimagined for the initial Conan the Barbarian movie that featured Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, pretty cool stuff. And I guess they're going to be bringing Bayleet back in a miniseries. So, something to look out for. I guess she made her first cameo appearance in Giant Size Conan number 1, which I've featured in the past. Here's a Conan book that I'm embarrassed that I did not already have in my collection. Conan the Barbarian, number 25. This is a very fine plus condition book. Beautiful, vibrant colors. Tough black cover at the top. So this features the first artwork of John Buscema on the Conan Barbarian title. And in my opinion, John Buscema to Conan is like what Kurt Swan was to Superman and Jim Aparo was to Batman. Just a massive volume of artwork on those particular characters. And they became, I always will associate John Buscema with Conan. So, great stuff. What If number 43, a book that was just featured on Read Comics 81's video. If you want good comic book content, always go to Read Comics 81. Great stuff. Shameless plug. So, what if Conan the Barbarian was stranded in the 20th century? You get to see Conan versus Captain America, and you also get this awesome Bill Sienkiewicz Conan cover where he's sporting a gun. What if Conan the Barbarian walked the earth today? What if number 13? This is a book that's blown up just recently, thanks mainly in part to Jim Comics, Key Comics Collector, also shown lately on Strange Blades video as well as Read Comics 81. Great book. Just picked this up just recently for I think $5. Very fine plus condition, And just a cool overall story written by the quintessential Bronze Age Conan author, Roy Thomas. Easy for me to say. For the long term, I wouldn't expect much on this book. Once Conan makes his debut and meets up with the Avengers, I don't see this being a long-term spec, but as a Conan fan, definitely worth having. What If number 7, book that's kind of sparked a little bit lately after the whole Enter the Spider-Verse craze, which I haven't seen yet, but I definitely will eventually. Speaking of which, Spider-Woman Alpha. This features the first appearance of this trio as a team, and I am a sucker for first appearances, but the artwork in this book is horrendous. I was embarrassed that I ended up picking this up. And this, I guess this is the first issue, actually, that was part of an Amazon gift card from work. It was a $100 gift card. I spent about maybe like $90 of it, and these next couple of books is what I ended up getting. Legionnaires number 0, first appearance of X5 or XS, descendant of Barry Allen. Yeah, a book that was featured on the CBSI Top 10, which, I don't know, take that Top 10 with a grain of salt. So, yeah, number 0, still cool to have, though, a cheap little first appearance. Harley Quinn, I believe it's number 16, which features the first appearance of the Gang of Harleys, whom are rumored to appear in the upcoming Birds of Prey movie. But hey, anything Harley-oriented, I want it. And it also features this pretty cool Jailhouse Rock homage cover. Thank you very much. Had to say it, I'm sorry. The Rocketeer Special Edition, number 1. Still chipping away at that original Rocketeer story arc, which of course is beyond classic. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1, which, I can see why this volume did not last very long. Let's get some of these books out of the way. Black Panther, number 5, which features the first appearance of Shuri as the Black Panther. Now, this is a pretty cool cover, but something about Black Panther's face just seems off. Storm, however, well, she's Storm. Batman number 27, homage to Batman number 1 from Volume 1. Pretty cool. And I also picked up this Arkham Knight number 1, the arcade block variant. Still specking on the Arkham Knight. What can I say? Pretty cool. Still in the poly bag. And the best deal that I ended up getting off of Amazon, off of that gift card, was a first print near mint copy of Batman number 1, featuring the first appearance of Terry McGinnis as Batman. Very cool. I back in the day when this book wasn't worth anything, I gave it to my friend who had his kids over my apartment at the time, and they tore it up within seconds. So I'm glad to have this book back in my collection. So, nice. These next couple of books are from my honey hole, where I usually pick up my Bronze Age and Silver Age stuff at a pretty good deal. Here we have Doorway to Nightmare number 1, which is the first appearance of Madame Xanadu, who will be allegedly appearing in the upcoming Swamp Thing series that will be on the DC streaming service. Amazing Spider-Man number 141. I would say probably VF minus condition, but this is the first appearance of the second Mysterio, who will be appearing in the upcoming Spider-Man movie. And I have to say, I wasn't really impressed with the trailer. I kind of underwhelmed, I guess. Everyone is hooting and hollering about it, but I felt kind of like the same as I did when I saw the Hellboy trailer. Now, will I be going to see both of those movies when they come out? Damn skippy. But I just cannot see how one trailer was universally praised and one was not. The Avengers number 85, which features the first appearance of the Squadron Supreme. So, for Squadron Supreme fans out there, I would go with Avengers number 69, number 70, and number 85, where they officially appear as the Squadron Supreme. So, nice. A book that has dropped in value severely as of lately, Marvel Premiere number 21, which features the first appearance of Misty Knight. Still working on my Iron Fist run. And now it's getting even easier now that a lot of these books are dropping. I don't think they'll drop down to what they originally were, of course, but I'm all for it. At least some good can come out of it being canceled. Batman The Dark Knight number 27. Obvious humorous homage to The Dark Knight Returns. This book only goes for about $10 online, but as a Batman collector, I had to have it. Out of all the Conan variants that came out, this was the one that was must-have, and this is obviously my cover of the haul. Conan the Barbarian number 1. This is the Perillo variant, which is actually also my first import comic. This is a comic shop exclusive from some store in the UK. So it took me over 3 weeks to get it shipped to me, but beautiful stuff. I know there's also a Virgin cover of this that goes for a bit more, but love it. And then lastly, in my pick of the haul, Batman Arkham Knight number 1, the GameStop variant. Pretty cool. I picked it up for a little under $30, and I think this can still go for between $40 and $50. So that will be it for my first haul of 2019. Moving forward, more of the same, more Silver Age and Bronze Age. There'll probably be less big first appearances / key issues because I'm kind of content where I am with my collection right now. There's still more stuff out there that I want, of course, but and there are still first appearances that I have yet to attain, such as like House of Secrets 92 with the first appearance of Swamp Thing, first appearance of Moon Knight, first appearance of Tomb of Dracula. I love all those characters, but not enough to pay for the prices that they're going for right now. Kind of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1 first print. You just have to learn to let that stuff go. So, but I do plan on buying a lot more books that are more like era-oriented, more Silver Age, more Bronze Age, and of course, working on my runs. So, yeah, that's all I have so far. Hopefully we're all having a great 2019 out there. I will see you in a couple of weeks with a comic book collection spotlight focusing in on Conan the Barbarian, celebrating the return of Conan. Obviously, I'm still geeked up about that. And, yeah, that's all I have. Just a quick note. Bill Maher, still a dick, and go Patriots. All right, thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. Take care. See ya.